What's up, guys? Base Insider Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you kind of a more serious commentary video. I try not to bring politics into this channel. I really don't. And I'm more to say this isn't really. I'm gonna say some a little political things here, but in a way, this is more of like a topic video that I want to discuss about, and it does have a little political thing. So if you're not into politics, then well, tough. My videos, whatever. But gameplay in the before we get into it, gameplay in the background's Arma 2. Playing the Syrian rebels is actually pretty fucking funny because we're just hit and run, fucking idiots. I get shot at and just like, wow, we got to get out of here. 50 cals burning us up. So yeah, and I'll probably put this up separate, like put the actual gameplay of this as an actual file, so make it like a clickbait cancer thing. But anyways, so I want to talk about freedom of speech in college. The war against freedom of speech. I don't know why there's a war against freedom of speech. Let's look at history for a sec, guys. 1960s and 70s saw a lot of college students, a lot of high school students fighting for freedom of speech. A lot of them fighting for freedom of speech. Now, 50 years later, 40 years later, we're trying to fight against that? What our parents fought for. We're trying to go against that. Are you kidding me? Freedom of speech in college is the most vital thing you can have, because in college, you meet so many ideologies, so many people from every walk of life on earth. And everyone's got a different opinion, different ideology. Sure, you don't have to agree. I'm saying right now, you don't have to agree with everything they say, with any ideology. And ambulance is gonna, or somebody's gonna ruin. Anyway, that was pretty loud. But you don't have to agree with everything they say. But if you try to censor that, it's a problem. See, it's a lot. It has to do with political correctness. This thing that's gotten out of control in America. Safe spaces, trigger warnings, microaggressions, freaking interrupting speakers that you don't agree with, getting easily offended. This is some bullshit, man. And this is the problem. It's a few people, but it is a toxicity that is spreading. Because now it is officially the rules in college to coddle to these idiots, these wimpy college students that get easily offended by another ideology, by another way of thinking. And they don't want us to say things because we'll offend people. It could be the most logical thing, the most factual thing, and they'll get easily offended by it. There are some things that should offend people. They should offend people, And, it's all right to be offended. But, I mean, if you're offended by facts, by reasoning, by just a little dark humor, honestly, and you're in college, you need to get the fuck out of there. Good luck in the real world if you're going to get offended and you need a safe space. Your boss is going to be like, oh, you need a safe space because a customer was mean to you or blah, blah, blah. All right, Mr. Johnson. All right, here's your paycheck and never come back. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. No one cares about safe space. Work, my friend. It's terrible because, freedom of speech is a very vital thing. Political correctness, in a way, it's spreading. Now it's with professors and in the courses and syllabus, and, how the course works and everything. And it's really bad because it hides the truth from people. I come to college to learn about the truth. That's the main reason why I come. I mean, besides getting an education, of course, because that's important. But, I mean, in a way, I want to know the truth of some things. And, if a professor's politically caves to political correctness, then I'm never going to find that truth out because they're going to sugarcoat it. It's like, oh, it's going to be offensive. Like, I don't care if it's offensive. I don't care. Just tell me the goddamn truth. The truth hurts, but it sets you free. That's the thing. All right? The truth may hurt, and it does. I get hurt by the truth sometimes, but it's like, it sets me free. So, like, I know the truth now. I can relax. It's what happened. or worry or whatever, something like that. But literally, people, it just they don't want to hear it. And it's bad too because the safe space culture is now hitting. There's different speakers like Milo Yiannopoulos, Christina Hoff Summers, Stan. Who is that guy? There's another guy too, but a couple of speakers. Now they're going to universities. And these people that they don't agree with their opinions, they're protesting, and that's fine to protest. That's your First Amendment right. But they literally interrupt these people, restrict their freedom of speech to come and embrace theirs. You see how kind of fucked up that is? Interrupting is actually not freedom of speech. You are disrupting this person from speaking, and the authorities can get you out of there. Disturbing the peace, stuff like that. These people want to have an intellectual conversation. It doesn't, and it's not just politics. It's just these people. It's about a freedom of speech issue. Because as a college student, that's your best weapon you have. That's a really good thing you have is freedom of speech. And everyone all doing all of these protests back in the day in the 60s and 70s, fighting for their freedom of speech so they can experience a lot of things. Now we're just craving back to get against that. And this was exactly what George Orwell was afraid of, that censorship and hiding the truth from people was going to be a mainstream thing in society. And a lot of it is true. His fears are coming to life now. It's happening. And it's happening from the media all the way to college campuses. And you may ask why I give a shit about this. Let me tell you something. I'm in college. I'm a sophomore in college. This is affecting me directly. Because I've already had a deal with a couple of professors that do the same bullshit. And all I can do really is just like not having to cave into that bullshit, I have I have my own ways to get around it, but it's kind of sad because it's like I need to learn this on my own if I want to find out the truth. Because my professor ain't gonna tell me shit. And one of my professors said that my policing, because he was a police officer for 30 years, his teaching style hasn't changed because he didn't cave into political correctness. I shouldn't either. And it's stupid. It's stupid that we're going against freedom of speech. Our First Amendment right, we're infringing on that now, or at least a few people are. And these people are the toxic ones. This is stupid. You're in college to learn. People will crack jokes about everything. And you try censoring them, it's going to be worse. Those people that try to censor people making fun of stuff, it's only going to be bad on y'all because you know what? They're going to find other ways around it, and it's going to make you look embarrassing. That's what I'm going to say. And it's funny. There's some things that should offend you. I understand offensiveness. It happens. You will get offended by some things. But if it's something factual and a different opinion than yours, fuck that. The only thing you can do is either ignore it or actually listen and see if you can actually jot down a new idea. I try to be an open-minded person. That's the only way you can actually succeed in college. If you're open-minded, at least take an idea into a new perspective. That's what we need to do. Not censor free speeches because an opinion was hurtful. It's like, dude, who cares? Good luck in life. When someone tells you this and that, you get easily offended. You go tell your boss. No, it's like, use your paycheck for the week, never come back. Like that. I guarantee you. And it's bad. This political correctness thing's gotten so out of hand. And in college campuses is bad. We're the future. I mean, I like to think that we're the future of America. A lot of people look at us as the leaders of America, future leaders of America. And this is how we are. That's fucking dumb, man. People always make the comparison that back then, people were fighting in World War II. They were jumping beaches, fucking jumping off of planes and running to certain death. And we need safe spaces. I don't want to be the finest. I don't want to be the finest. I say people, I'm 20 years old. Oh, did you say space? No, I don't want to be that way. And I know, and it was a shit deal for people back then too, because a lot of them were drafted. You think they wanted to go through that? A lot of people did it, but they were forced to. Now we can volunteer. Stuff like that. So people gonna say that guys back then were pretty hardcore and they were rough. Well, they didn't do it. A lot of them didn't do it by choice. They were forced to. And now we're just being a lot of softies. But there's some people out there that still who want to fight against that. I'm one of them. A lot of people, there's some people that do, and it's sad, that now we're jabbing through political correctness. We have to jab through it, beat it, because I mean, it's a lot of politics behind it. I really don't want to really get into it, but really, it's just that freedom of speech is being fought against just because there's opinions that are deemed hurtful. They want to hide people from the truth because the truth will hurt them, and they're little wimps because someone has a different opinion than that. And literally, like, shit, it's just opinions you want to fight against that. It's stupid. It's gonna happen. People are always gonna have a different opinion. The only thing people need to do in college is to A, ignore it, or B, I mean, either ignore it, you can conform to it, or C, just be open-minded about it. Maybe take an idea out. That's all. Really, it's just that. You have all those three options there. I mean, just censoring it is just going to make it worse for the people that try to censor it. I don't know. It's complete bullshit, man. And I mean, now it's just spreading through the halls of academia. It's fine if you have your safe space. Like I said, I don't give a shit. But once you start spreading that to everybody and making it into rules, like speech codes, like fucking what the fuck? Are you serious? Now I have to be in a designated area to like express my opinion. Like I disagree with my teacher about this one thing. She's like, no, you had to go to the little protest box outside. Like, fuck that, man. College is supposed to challenge people, blah, 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 And honestly, all this college stress and people having anxiety and stuff like that, it's a fucking joke, man. Honestly, it's something. College stress, it's kind of there, but I mean, I'm not going to say it is not as bad as it is to be in the military and in combat and stuff like that. It is nowhere near that way. I never want to put myself as saying, dude, I know being in college is just as hard as fighting in Iraq or in Afghanistan. Fuck that. It is not. I wouldn't know, but you know what? I'm not going to go that way. I'm not going to say it that bad. The stress is nothing. That's what it is. But I mean, the fight against freedom of speech it's something. But I mean, anyways, guys, this is just me talking about it. So I mean, the war on freedom of speech is just terrible. It's like what our grandparents fought for is now being attacked because people don't want to hear an opinion. They're too soft. They're kids. They're not maturing enough. It's fucking bullshit. It's just a lot of has to do with the media. A lot of has to do with a lot of shit. But really, I don't know. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like down the comment, leave a like, whatever. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm open to it. I don't give a shit. And yeah, just stating my piece on this, man. I was kind of like kind of triggered a little bit there, but stuff like that. But it's something I hold near in my heart because it's something is my best weapon that I have. Freedom of speech and stuff like that. And just as long as it's not hurting anybody or like causing physical harm, not mental harm, emotional harm. That. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, see what you'd like next. Gonna make another video next week. I'm gonna talk about. I'll give you a sneak peek. Next video, I'm gonna talk about video games, like quality versus quantity. Comparing different video games, mostly like Battlefield and Call of Duty. Other games will be involved too. So yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Base and Savage signing out.